Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Opinion Machine, the show where we talk about all things gaming. My name is Killjoy, and today I want to talk about Smash Bros. Ultimate, as always. But I want to talk about the DLC we've had, and the up-and-coming Byleth, and kind of compare that to Smash 4's DLC, but just kind of talk about my thoughts on it as a whole for Ultimate, as well as my thoughts on Byleth as well. So we'll go through all of that sort of stuff. So let's start off with Byleth. They've just recently been announced. The internet was pretty upset, as I kind of understand. Now, how do I feel about this character? Well, Byleth is just a character that I've recently played Fire Emblem Three Houses. I very much enjoyed it. I think it's a fantastic game. Do I think Byleth is a good character to add from that game? No. I think there are more interesting characters, and I think this is a problem with having avatar characters from Fire Emblem. Like, Marth is an actual character, Roy is an actual character, Ike, Lucina, Chrom. Like, they're all main characters in the games they're from, but they're not avatar characters. And then you have, like, Robin, Corrin, and now Byleth, and it's like, I think they need to skew away from the whole avatar thing, because the other characters have more personality, you get to know them better. Like, Byleth doesn't really say much or do much in the game, everyone else does the talking for him. At least with Robin and Corrin, they have a bit more personality. But yeah, that's disappointing. But am I disappointed with the character? No. Mainly because, like, I got the character I wanted in Smash Ultimate at the very launch of the game, which was King K. Rool. He was the character that I desperately wanted over everyone else, and I got that. So am I happy for people that wanted Byleth? Yes. But should they have ended on the DLC with Byleth? Probably not. I feel like this is a character that comes nearer the beginning. This is a character that maybe it's the second character you reveal. There's probably a reason why it took so long. I don't know. But it's a shame, because every other character is more interesting, regardless how you feel. They're just more interesting from these different companies and whatnot. But yeah, I think overall, like, Byleth's moveset is interesting, and I'm looking forward to playing them. I'm looking forward to the stage and the music and all this other stuff. It's going to be great. But you could have taken this moveset and kind of tweaked it and made a Monster Hunter character. Not that I would I don't really care that much for Monster Hunter. But if you would announce a Monster Hunter character with a kind of like a sword, I mean, you'd probably have to change some animations and things. But this is how I always imagined the Monster Hunter character would work, with like the bow and the sword and like the axe and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the best thing about Byleth, is the fact that they come with a bow, a sword, a lance, and an axe. So you're finally getting some representation of the weapon triangle, which is awesome. You know, with Robin, we had a bit of the magic side of it, so that's really, really cool. Do I think they're more interesting than Corrin? Absolutely. I think Corrin is for another story, but like, I think the problem is you're ending off the DLC. They even started off the direct by saying, like, you know, maybe this isn't the character everyone wanted. I think they knew by showing off another anime swordsman, that whole meme and all that, and adding another Fire Emblem character, this was not the time to do it. I think Byleth would have made more sense to be earlier in this pack, or part of the second pack, maybe number 1 of the second pack or something, to set a precedence for things. Obviously, I don't know. I'm not Nintendo. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And originally, they only planned to release, you know, these 6 fighters, including Piranha Plant and the Fighters Pass characters. So maybe this was it. If they hadn't announced more, this would have been it. So it's hard to be disappointed when there's already so many more characters. I get that other people are frustrated. I'm not disappointed. I just would have liked to have seen this character in a different place or ran it out somewhere else. But I will try them out. I've got the Fighters Pass. I'm looking forward to playing them in a couple of weeks. So that'll be good. But overall, I want to talk about the DLC overall with Smash Bros. Ultimate, because the game started off with some incredible additions, like Simon and Richter Belmont. We had King K. Rool. We had Ridley. Isabelle I don't really care for much, but obviously people like Animal Crossing, so fair play to them. We got Incineroar. We got Ken. You know, we got really good, even though I didn't know who Incineroar was, but we had really good additions to the base game, which is why, like, it was so good. You know, having Chrom as a Echo Fire was a cool idea. Having Dark Samus as an Echo Fire, like, I feel they really nailed like some extra characters with the roster. So when the DLC was announced and we were going through it, everyone really did feel like a big addition. Now I remember when Piranha Plant got shown off, I was so confused. I didn't know how to feel when Piranha Plant got shown off. But I was essentially getting him for free anyway, because I bought the game and I was like, if you purchase by a certain point, you can have him free. And I got him, and he was fun, and he was an interesting character and silly. And you know what? Sometimes you need that in Smash. You need that kind of what the hell kind of character, like Duck Hunt, Mr. Game & Watch, Rob, now Piranha Plant. So you don't want to go too far with the Mario series, because what do you want? A playable Goomba, a playable Koopa Trooper? Not really. But Piranha Plant was kind of fun. It was a fun addition, and it was quite fun. It was good. And then we got the first announcement of Joker, and as time's gone on, I think Joker's actually, excluding Byleth, I haven't played, obviously I haven't played him, but like Joker is probably my least played out of the DLC characters. I'm not that interested in the way that he plays, and I think he's a little bit frustrating to play against as well. But yeah, he's kind of become this character. It's like, oh my god, the music, and oh my god, the stage, and all these things. And then we ended up getting him as a character, and I was like, he's kind of like a swordy a little bit, you know, he's got a sword, and he's got these other spells and things, but it's more of a dagger, I suppose, than a sword. But he was alright, you know, like I didn't really have a strong attachment to him. And obviously after that we then got Hero and Banjo announced. Now I remember when Hero got shown off, before they announced Banjo in the same direct, or E3, I was like, oh no. But I changed my attitude on it, because I was like, Hero, or for the Dragon Quest series, you know, it's a massive series in Japan. And they've taken this big character and put, you know, these different costumes for him, and allowed the Japanese folk over there to have, you know, somebody represent one of the biggest RPG franchise over there. And the thing is, Hero, while not necessarily my favourite out of the DLC characters, is a lot of fun to play. His spells are ridiculous. You know, I don't use much of his down B. Like, his down B doesn't come into much of a factor to me. I use more of his other spells and the way that he plays. And he's actually pretty fun. He is kind of a combination between Link and Robin. That's probably a good way to describe him. He has some crazy-ass randomness, but, like, he's actually really fun to play. And all that controversy surrounding him and things is just a joke at this point. But he turned out to be probably my second favourite DLC character, or probably joint second. Obviously then we had Banjo come out, and Banjo was interesting because he was kind of fun. He's bloody tiny in this game though. He's so small compared to like Donkey Kong, but like Banjo's fun. But Banjo, unlike the other characters, doesn't really have a unique. He has a unique move, but I wouldn't say it was that unique. Apart from he kind of plays like a sword fighter in the sense that when he uses Kazooie acts as like a sword, because Kazooie is like, I think, completely invulnerable and stuff. So it's an interesting thing, the way that Banjo's made. I mean, like, I'm so happy for people for Hero and Banjo, which is awesome that you know, both these characters got in. And Banjo is fun. Like, I can't deny that Banjo isn't fun. I just don't find him particularly special, or like, he's got Wonder Wing, which is his most interesting move. But I didn't really like have any strong opinions of him really. I just play them. I just play these characters anyway, regardless. Then Terry got announced, and Terry for some reason has become my favourite out of all the DLC fighters. Obviously, again, Byleth isn't out, so I don't know what that's going to be like when I do get around to playing that character. But Terry, as of right now, is probably like, he's gone up to probably like top 5 played characters for me. He is a lot of fun. I think, having watched other people get excited about him, seeing them bring a character from a fighting game franchise that isn't as popular, you know, in some places. I mean, this was for the Latin America people out there who, you know, played a lot of SNK games. I mean, SNK arcade cabinets were flipping everywhere. You know, it seems like that was in the case in Latin America and in America. I don't know how big they were in Japan, but I imagine they had some importance over there. But like, it was awesome. Everything to do with Terry was like, I liked when they added Ryu and Ken in. So I was like, Terry's awesome. You know, I like when they add in these fighting game characters that are mascots for these series. So to have, you know, Fatal Fury and King of the Fighters represented is awesome. So he turned out to be like one of my favourite, and his mechanic, being able to pull off those super special moves and whatnot, is fantastic, and is a lot of fun. So what do I think of the DLC characters as a whole? What do I think of this Fighter Pass stuff? Well, I had to look up the old DLC from Smash 4. So in Smash 4, or Wii U and 3DS, we got Mewtwo, Lucas, Roy, Ryu, Cloud, Corrin, Bayonetta. So Mewtwo, Lucas, and Roy are all returning characters. Lucas and Roy are 2 characters I absolutely love. They're like 2 of my, like, Lucas I played so much in Brawl. I've obviously, him and Ness are like some of my favourite characters. Roy, out of all the Fire Emblem characters, is like my favourite. I like the way he plays. He's a lot of fun. Fantastic. And then they added Ryu, Cloud, Corrin, and Bayonetta. Ryu is one of the best additions to Smash. Cloud, I absolutely hated at the time, but I didn't realize how big of an addition that was. Corrin I don't really care about. And Bayonetta I thought was a really good addition as well. And you compare that to Piranha Plant, Joker, Hero, Banjo, Terry, Byleth. So obviously these are all new characters, there aren't any returning ones. I would say, it's hard to say, I think Piranha Plant was, time went on, became much more of an interesting character, much more fun, actually kind of a cool character. Joker I don't really care for that much now, more for his stage and his music. I just don't find him that interesting to play. Hero is fun to just mess around with, like he's not going to be a main of mine, but I think he's actually a lot of fun to play. Kind of the same with Banjo. Terry's like absolutely worth it for me. And then Byleth hopefully will be a lot of fun to play. So it's kind of hard, like looking at both of them, I think they're fairly good. Some people might prefer one or the other, but I think if Byleth wasn't the last character, let's say it was Joker, Hero, Banjo, Terry, and Piranha Plant, and then that's Piranha Plant as the last character, that'd be crazy. It'd be real crazy. But I think if Byleth was earlier in this pack, and I think if Byleth was or Byleth was in the other set of fighters coming, and they had somebody else here, like literally any other Nintendo character, Dixie Kong, it doesn't matter who it is, so any other Nintendo character, I'm not even talking third party now, then I think that would have been a better way of doing it. But you know, that's just my opinion on it. But I think overall, I think the DLC for both games has been really, really strong. I think if I had to pick, probably Smash Ultimate, just because I didn't have any old characters return. But then again, I like Lucas, Roy, and Ryu, so it's like, it's tough. But overall, like, I think the DLC's been good so far. The fact that we've got 6 more fighters coming, at this point, I really don't know. They've said they've confirmed, they already know who they're going to get. They've probably spoken to these companies. If I had to pick some characters that I would like to see, if I had to pick 6 characters that I would personally like to see, this isn't who I think is going to get in, but just people I'd like to see. Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes. I think at this point, if he's going to get in, it'll be one of these 6 characters. I think it'll be this year. I would like to see somebody else from Sega, quite possibly Dr. Robotnik, or Axel from Streets of Rage, or even Gilius Thunderhead from, I forgot what it's called, Golden Axe. I think one of those 3 Sega characters would be really good, so if I had to pick one, that would be Dr. Robotnik. So Travis, Dr. Robotnik, Dixie Kong, absolutely. I think that's the one character that is very much missing. So those 3. And then, honestly, like, there's so many characters out there, like Doom Guy I'd like to see, Dante from Devil May Cry I'd like to see. I mean, it's just so many characters. I mean, even Capcom, you know, they could have a Resident Evil rep, they could have a Monster Hunter rep, they could have, you know, all that. They've got so many franchises. Maybe another Street Fighter character, maybe like Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat would be really cool. I think they need to look at other games and less about RPGs and sword fighters in general. I don't mean, I got no problem with sword fighters, but I think they need to get away from that weapon heavy type and look at maybe some more gunners and some more brawlers. You know, like the problem with Sora and Dante, for example, for 2 characters people want, they are sword fighters. I know Dante has guns as well. Dante, you could do the whole switching styles, which would be really interesting. But I think we could do with some more brawler type characters. I'm probably blanking on a bunch of stuff right now, but there are probably plenty of characters out there that would fit that bill quite nicely. I mean, you could have someone, just fighting games in general, you could have someone from Tekken, Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur, though, if you're going to do that, again, don't pick a sword fighter, pick someone that's a bit different. That's kind of the problem, is a lot of people really like sword fighter characters. But, you know, I'm not disappointed with the news of Byleth. I'm really excited about the 6 more characters that are coming. I feel like we'll find out the next one. We're in January now, so March, April time will probably be when we either find out about the next character or start to see a release of that. I think Easter time will be a good time for it, and then we'll get more at E3. And yeah, I've kind of given up trying to guess who they're going to put in. I think for me, Travis would be the biggest one, and Dixie Kong. I think those are the 2 characters I really desperately want to see. Anyone else is just a bonus. But yeah, I mean, it's just, it's great. It's so cool that they're supporting the game and continually supporting the game with more DLC. They might even do more after this. Who knows? I mean, I don't think they will. I still want them to go for 100, hit 100 characters. That would be flipping awesome. But I don't think we're going to get that. And it depends what the team does, because, you know, there's still stages missing in Smash. I would happily pay for DLC for these the extra stages. You know, here's 10 quid for the rest of the stages that are missing from the old games. Yeah, done. But you know, this is just some thoughts and stuff I've been having about the DLC. Like, I think it's really strong, even if I don't like a couple of them, or don't particularly play a couple of them, I should say. And the fact that we're getting 6 more is flipping awesome. So I can't wait. You know, that's six more characters that have probably never been in Smash, because they seem to do that. They've done it with so far. So I can't imagine. Well, we've got everyone else, haven't we? So it's all, of course, it's got to be new people. But yeah, I'm very excited about this year going forward, finding out who we get, and hopefully we get 3 of the 6 this year, and maybe another 3 next year. We might even get more than that. Depends how much has been done and whatnot. But that's going to do it for me today then, guys. Thank you very much for listening, as always. If you like the video, obviously hit like. If you want to subscribe, hit the button there that says subscribe. You get to see more content like this. Hopefully getting back into more regular stuff going forward. Obviously there's Facebook and Twitter links down below if you want to follow us there as well. And until next video, I'll see you then.